Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music license. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
Roller derby is played in increments called jams. Each jam lasts up to 2 minutes. Both teams field up to 5 skaters at the start of the jam. 4 of these skaters are called blockers, and 1 is called the jammer. The jammer wears a helmet cover with a star on it and scores points for the team. The blockers are playing both offense and defense at the same time, and together they make up what is called the pack. The 2 jammers start each jam behind the pack and must get through all of these skaters for an initial pass before they can begin to score points. When the initial pass is complete, a jammer can score 1 point for every opponent they pass with their hips. The first jammer out of the pack legally is declared lead jammer, which means they can end the jam anytime they want, before the 2 minutes are up. Sounds easy, right?
I need to smoke what you're smoking because I smoke so much pot. I'm like, I don't know if it happened more than 10 minutes ago. Birthdays I remember because you should feel celebrated for being alive. Especially if you were born before 1980.
Yep, exactly.
Because I don't know how I'm still fucking here.
40 seconds.
Ready? It's on the Twitch stream, right?
Yes. All right, all right, all right. Here we are. Monsoon Madness wrapping up the last games of the day. This is game 12. I am Johnny Pepper.
And I'm Vampira.
And we're going to bring you this game between Cal Squad, the Sandwiches, and the Clown Town. I believe this is for a medal, is it not?
Third place.
Yes, that's a medal or a ribbon
nice
or
and
whatever
broad.
we're giving away. I don't know.
Well, we have a wonderful teammate called Mecca who made cool little light up trophies that you can take home to your team.
Cool. Light up
Very
trophies.
fun.
Well, representing the Cal Squad Sandwiches today, we got Knuckle Sandwich, number 112, 1134, Just Mayo, number 15, Petty Melt, number 28, Vegemite, number 300, The McRib is Back, number 31, The Moist Maker, number 316, Bite Me, number 32, Cruisin' for Ruben, number 4, Fluffer Cutter, number 41, Monte Cristo, number 555, Belated Birthday Astro Smash Burger, number 66, Bandito Burrito, number 69, Dr. Blatt, which stands for bacon, lettuce, avocado, and tomato. Number 90, $5 foot long. Number 99, Boner Kebab. They're coached by Sloppy Ho, Unbustable, and Rap'em Ralph. That is the Cal Squad Sandwiches.
A wonderful selection. And going up against them, we have Clown Town, number 03, Wambozo, number 202, Fright Train, number 22, Mimi Muller, 27, Bratzo the Clown, number 34, Whoop Whoop, number 5, Hurricane Heather, number 616, Antifa, number 623, Holly Hood, 667, Motorhead, 669, Shaggy Two Skates, 714, Hee Hee's Assistant, 814, Lemon, 918, Chuckleberry Gin, and 95, Hee Hee. And our non-skating officials, that'll be Fickle Bitch, the Ginger Ninja, and Griff, Loki, Nerdy Little Secret, Velma Deckley, Mr. Nitro, Hyperlinks, and Sweet and Sour Candy.
Our skating officials today will be 8-Bit, Margie Ram, Flash, Nitro Glitter, and Dak in the Box, Dysentery, Spider Monk, and Manosaur. Also want to thank our medics that are down there. Hope you just get to watch a roller derby game and we don't need you, but we're glad you're here in case we do. Also want to thank our photographers, all our photographers.
Always up in our business, and we appreciate
Yes.
you.
They always take nice pictures of us and make us look good.
Pretty sure there's a few candid somewhere of even us.
Absolutely.
And
All
there's a
right, roller
whistle.
derby is imminent.
Is it?
It is.
Fun.
Look at those boots, though.
They're lower than I expected.
They are sparkly, though.
You know what? Practicality for a Sunday.
Who's on the line there, man?
Well, we have Dr. Blatt for the sandwiches going up against Bratzo the Clown, and Bratzo out with lead against Dr. Blatt. Dr. Blatt being taken to the inside lane, but quickly skips around, stays in bounds, and is out on their initial. We do see Bratzo the Clown approaching the pack and now looking for a quick way to get some points, and calls it before Dr. Blatt is able to hit the pack.
That was a quick jam.
Well,
Less than 30 seconds.
time's a ticking.
3 points.
3 points for Clowntown against the Sandwiches, held scoreless in that first jam.
Awesome. Also, no penalties in that jam. 187 Killer Pads penalty box is empty. And love that. All right, jam number 2 is going to feature $5 foot long versus Freight Train. $5 foot long around to the outside, grabs lead jammer status. Freight Train does get clear on the initial and is about a quarter track behind and closing fast. I heard a whistle. We're going to lose somebody, I think. Maybe not. And that jam's going to be called.
Another quick jam.
Super quick jam. 4 points to the Sandwiches. That is the lead chain. Change,
Drink,
hydrate,
drink.
or die.
Drake.
I need you to take this next jam because I got to get this candy out of my mouth.
Sure, I can do that. Everybody nice and cozy up at the pivot line. 5-second call. And off we go. We have Wombozo for the Clowntown team up against Fluffer Cutter for the Sandwiches. Fluffer Cutter taking a little bit of a push up at the front. Meanwhile, Wombozo taking to the back. Getting some offensive assist from Huck. And is through on the inside lane. Out with lead, Wombozo. Fluffer Cutter, meanwhile, is still being held under initial. Working up at the front of the pack and is through on the inside lane. Has to get the cover back on before they try to hit the pack again. Wombozo out with their 4 points in the bag and calls it off. And that makes it another lead change. 7 points for Clowntown, 4 for the Sandwiches. Another drink. Another
It's a
drop
good thing
in
I'm
the bucket.
just drinking water here every time we hydrate.
Another drop in the bucket there.
Bucket drops. I love it. We still got 27 minutes and 14 seconds left to go in this first half. Clowntown 7, Sandwiches 4 as we start jam 4.
All right, here we go. Who is on the track?
We got Bandito Burrito wearing the star for the Sandwiches, but Bratzo the Clown is out front and lead. Bandito Burrito working hard, trying to get through, and does clear on the initial, looking to score some points. We're going to lose Lightning. No,
Just
that's
briefly.
Hee-Hee. That's Hee-Hee going to the box, the
Otherwise-
187 penalty box.
Yeah, this is their alter ego.
Yes. I know that's not Lightning, it's Hee-Hee. But not before picking up 4 points to Clowntown. That is 11-4 with 26 minutes left to go in the first half.
Everybody running back, well, slowly rolling to the jammer line. 5-second call now. And that'll be Freight Train going up against Dr. Blatt for the Sandwiches. Dr. Blatt working their way to the front, just pushing that tripod forward, breaking them apart, but gets knocked to the inside lane just long enough for Freight Train to start working up the pack as well. But Dr. Blatt out with lead, and we see Freight Train quickly picking up the pace to catch up to Dr. Blatt. The pack is working up a nice little speed up as well, just to get away from Dr. Blatt. We do see Hee-Hee returning to the track with their team. Dr. Blatt now going past 1 hip, 2 hips, 3 hips. And did they get all 4 hips? No, they only got 1 hip. They probably just called it just as they passed that first hip and then went past that second hip. Couldn't get that point anymore.
I'm hip.
Very hip. So 1 point for the Sandwiches, bringing them up to 5, but Clowntown still in the lead at 11 points.
I'd like to see a 2-point jam so we can have 7-11. I think that'd be cool.
It would.
Yes, it would.
7-11.
Absolutely. Ginger Ninja is going to start us off on jam number 6, Wombozos. And out front and lead, $5 foot long. Coming in second place, not a position that $5 foot long finds himself in very much. Wombo goes around the outside and calls it. Picking up 2 points in that process. That was the wrong way. That gives Clowntown 13. Sandwiches have 5 with 24 minutes left to go in this first half.
Looks like in the chat, Mayo is still getting a lot of love for those bear ears on their helmet.
Bear ears are cool.
Gotta have something to represent the team.
I see a lot of people with bear ears on.
It's adorable.
Cow Squad people.
All right, so Clowntown puts out Bratzo the Clown on the track against Fluffer Cutter for the sandwiches. Bratzo out on the outside lane. We do see a high block being called on a blocker. That's Holly Hood for the Clowntown team. Bratzo coming around. And we do see them being pushed to the outside, but keeps themselves inbounds now, trying to work the front. He gets some offense in before trying to screen the jammer for the sandwiches, who does get escorted to the outside lane and quickly recycled to the back. We do see the return of the pivot for Cal Squad, trying to run some offense there. But Fluffer Cutter is out, Star on head as well. But Bratzo quickly gets their points and calls it. Pretty sure Clowntown's game right now is just to accumulate points bit by bit, keep the lead, just quickly call it off, not let them get any points in for the sandwiches.
We got an official review called by Clowntown. This official review is brought to you by our good friends over at 888. XL helmets don't belong on size small heads. The certified sweat saver, better fit, safer fit. Revolutionizing roller derby safety with cutting-edge technology and unrivaled designs. Stay protected with 888. Leading the pack with cutting-edge technology, certifications, and the best fit options for derby. That is 888. Also by our good friends at 187. Proud sponsor of our penalty box. 187 Killer Pads, often imitated, never duplicated. Stick with the best. 187 Killer Pads, worn by the most pros in the world. If you skate, you know why. Industrial strength materials, unmatched ergonomic design, and unparalleled excellence. That is 187 Killer Pads. Also by our good friends in Dallas, having the Clover Cup 25. Get ready for the most epic roller derby event of the year. Clover Cup 25, hosted by the Dallas Derby Devils, is right around the corner. Join us as we celebrate 2 decades of derby excellence, marking the Dallas Derby Devils' 20th anniversary since their founding in November 2004. You don't want to miss this electrifying showdown featuring top WFTDA, MRDA, and JRDA teams from around the world, battling it out on the track. For more information, visit www.clovercup.com. We'll see you at Clover Cup 25.
Now you can take a breath.
Yes, you want to read that one? Oh, we got our ultra producer, Bad Habit Barbie, who's having a birthday today, so happy birthday, Barbie.
Yeah.
When you go home and watch this game later, you can say Johnny Pepper in the first OTO said me happy birthday.
All right, so someone from the chat said, sending love to Chuckleberry Gin and Wombozo. That was Mom Bomb 3.
Yes.
And then Stone Cold Shorty said, let's go, Cal Squad. A lot of love for the teams here today. Playing for 3rd place in the open gender bracket.
Anybody you want to say hi to out there?
No.
Okay. I want to say hi to each and every one of y'all out there watching on tracks. Thank you so much. Call your friends and get them to just click on the Twitch. If you get tired of watching those ads, subscribe and you can get no ads in your stuff. We're going to find out the skinny on this OTO. Dak in the Box is going to come tell me and I'll let you know.
Looks like in the chat, Evil Twin is shouting out Aunt Tifa. Evil Twin says hi.
All right, thanks, buddy. I know a secret.
Can you tell me it?
They wanted to get a track cut, and the referees got together and talked about it, and oh my God, there was a track cut. So they retained their review, and the clowns get a plus sign where their official review was. That was a circle. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
I still don't know what the next symbol is. Nobody can tell me that yet.
I don't pay attention. I honestly did not know that turned into a plus sign.
Yes, it's a plus sign because you won. That's a plus.
Winner, winners.
Woohoo!
So this is a power start for Clowntown against Fright Train on the track. Quickly just a scrum of just offense there, breaking up everybody. But Cal Squad quickly reforms up at the front into a tripod, trying to contain Fright Train, who just stays inbounds on those tippy toes that they're well known for, and is out with the lead. Fright Train now coming back up. We do see Clowntown holding a player in the back to make sure that Fright Train has less people to work with and more opportunities to break apart that pack, which they do, and out with 4 points there. We do see Fluffer Cutter back on the track trying to work the inside lane, and now on the out, has a few more to beat. Gets some offense, but gets knocked down in the process, and Progress is now back in the pack. Fright Train, meanwhile, has made another 4 points while all of that was going on. Fluffer Cutter now being a nice ballerina, trying to spin out of that, but that does take him to the inside lane and recycled back into a nice tight tripod for the Clowntown team. Fright Train is now being recycled to the back of the pack after Cal Squad has figured out a way to slow them down just a bit. But we do see them pushing towards the front of the pack. Fluffer Cutter, meanwhile, is now working on trying to push up the pack. They're being held up here in the back of the pack. We do see the return of a Cal Squad blocker, trying to assess if they need to run some offense, but it instead goes towards their teammates to see about reforming into a, what is that, a defensive line here? Fright Train trying to work the outside lane and is out.
We're just
Twinkle-toed.
11 seconds away from a 2-minute jam.
Very nice. You know, at this point, they just kind of want to run it. They have a nice little lead. They have quite a few points. They made good use of this power jam, really. Dr. Blatt had finally put the start on their head and was approaching the pack, so they almost hit the pack, but no points were made there for the Sandwiches. Sandwiches held at 5 points against Clowntown's 39 points after Fright Train has made 18 points on that power jam.
Wow. And that was our first 2-minute jam of the game. I know because my producer, Bad Habit Barbie, told me to.
Oh. Thank you for that eagle-eyed observation.
Thank you so much. $5 foot long, grabbing that lead jammer status, rolling across the Clover Cut 25 pivot line. Wambozo out on the initial and in pursuit. $5 foot long, gaining a little speed, coming up on the pack, but that pack starts to get sped up. $5 foot long takes the couple points and calls it. Looks like one. 39-6 with 20 minutes and 11 seconds left to go in this first half.
Yeah, once you start seeing that lead, the name of the game is to chip away at that lead. 1 point, 5 points, 20 points, doesn't matter. Just got to make some points.
Clowntown won a challenge, so they're going to try to get it again. This official review is brought to you by our good friends over at Rehab Lab Arizona, the proud sponsor of the Jam Line. Whether you're struggling with pain or looking to enhance your athletic performance, you need a doctor who cares about your goals and will treat you the way you want to be treated. Dr. Ben uses a wide range of skills to help weekend warriors and pro athletes alike. Move better, move stronger, and heal faster. Go to rehablabarizona.com and book an appointment today. Also want to talk about our good friends over at eVet, our medical sponsor. They provide high school and adult students with advanced skills and training needed to thrive in today's competitive job market. Get career training at evet.edu. Also want to talk about our good friend at Egee's. Take it easy and have an Egee. Last month's flavor was Monsoon. Stop in and cool off to see what today's flavor is. Also by our good friends over at Poppin' Joe. Shine like Poppin' Joe. Check them out at poppinjoe.com. Also Element. Stay salty. Drink Element. Try some here at Monsoon Madness or find yours at drinkelement.com. Also our good friends over at the RDOA, an unaffiliated association of roller derby officials, skating officials, and non-skating officials from all rule sets, affectionately known as the Herd. fostering a culture of inclusion, professionalism, and learning. Join the RDOA Facebook group to get connected. That is the RDOA.
And if you're watching in Twitch land, you just saw Mayo just playing around with this Clowntown skater. Clowntown chose the bear.
Also want to give a shout out to all our vendors out here in Vendor Village. If you're watching at Twitch, you can just turn away for a second, but we got Oh My Quad. We got Rattlesnake Love Tattoos. Body by Blue is over there. Arizona Merchandise is over there. We still got some shirts left. Did you get that?
Yeah, so we had an official give us details on that official review. That official review was not retained for a skating out of bounds penalty on the white jammer. The officials did not agree with that, so they do not retain that review.
So we just find out what happens when you lose it.
Yeah.
We needed another
You win some, you lose some.
We needed to find another win to find out what happens.
Well,
Back to the action on the track. Who do we got on the line?
we have $5 footlong on the inside lane, out with lead against Brats of the Clown, who has taken off the star, but manages to push their way through on the inside lane as well. Pack picking up speed to get out of the way of $5 footlong, who doesn't take that much for them to get a lap in. So with the speed of the Apex, they run up, get a few hips in, and call it off before the Clowntown Jammer tried to get those points. But a point was sneaked by the Sandwiches, bringing them up to 7 points to Clowntown's 41 after making 2 points themselves. And that's where we sit
Still 19 minutes left to go in this first half.
for third place in Monsoon Madness here in Mesa, Arizona.
Beautiful Mesa, Arizona. I love it here.
Fairly mild weather considering. And who do we have on the track?
We got Dr. Blatt wearing the star for the Sandwiches going up against Freight Train. Dr. Blatt comes out of turn 1.5 with lead jammer status. Freight Train working hard. Goes around the outside, does get clear on the initial.
Around the outside.
Chuckleberry Jen called for an infraction, going to go to the 187 Killer Pads penalty box.
Uh-oh.
Dr. Blatt tries to get through the plaque, but runs into a wall of red shirts at the front and decides to go ahead and call it off before picking up 2 points for the Sandwiches.
Chip, chip, chip.
That's what you got to do. And I believe the Sandwiches will. They're going to make this a good game. I want to say, hey, everybody out there watching on the Twitch, I love you all, even my friends.
120 viewers.
Man.
Receiving all that love. And on the track here we have, Bandito Burrito going up against Wambozo. I keep wanting to say doctor, I don't know why. Wambozo being escorted to the back of the pack, recycled by Cal Squad. Meanwhile, Bandito Burrito coming around for a scoring pass on the inside lane, almost unopposed. Hihi trying to run up to them to catch up now that they have the start on, or about to put the start on after being past jammer duties. Huck back on the track, running up with the jammers, trying to catch up and see if they can run some O. But just before they can reach the pack, Burrito calls it off, returns to their back. Chipping away. 4 points were made by the Sandwiches, bringing them up to 13 points for Clowntown, who's kept up 41 in that jam.
Also want to talk about those Sandwiches bridge building techniques in that last jam too. That was awesome.
Got to be really aware of
when
where you are on
Moist
the
was
track.
doing that drawback, everybody was listening and they did exactly what they were supposed to do. That's a good thing.
Key component, pack awareness.
$5 footlong rolls across the Clover Cup jam line as your lead jammer, Brett So the Clown, wearing the star for Clowntown. And
It's a
we got
little
a race
race.
back to it. A jammer race back to the back.
Woo! Official takes a little bit of a spill. trying to catch up with the speeding
Maybe
pack.
that's a theme when $5 footlongs out on the track. Let's see how fast we can go.
You got to get away from those long legs.
Yes.
Every step they take is like 5 steps for me.
No points awarded on that jam, just good vibes abound. 41-13. $5 footlong could have got me 1 point and made it a palindrome. Just pointing that out so when you watch it later, you know, hey.
You can't always get what you want.
Dr. Blatt might help me out, though.
Maybe.
We're in the start for the sandwiches going up against Freight Train. Freight Train grabs lead and says, not today, Johnny.
And out.
Ooh, a Super Seeky Soar pass.
Yeah, to number 300. The McRib is back.
The McRib is back.
Ah, power jam for Freight Train, who calls it off and makes it a power start.
Oh, that's some track awareness right there.
Yep. 4 points.
The other jammer got caught. Ooh, let's freeze him for 30 seconds.
They made 4 points, got all those hips, brought them up to 45, keeping the sandwiches at 13, and get a nice little power start in this next jam.
Freight Train might know how to play a little bit of roller derby.
Just a little.
Just a little.
And on the track, we have the McRib in the box, as we know, going up against Bratzo the Clown. Bratzo the Clown out with lead for Clowntown. Coming around. Looks
You were
like
right. McRib's coming to box.
The pack is a little split up. Clowntown working on some offense, just keeping Cal Squad just separated as much as possible, making little work for Bratzo the Clown, who has 4 points in the air. Coming around for a second scoring pass. Meanwhile, we do see the McRib back on the track. Keeping his promise, he is back. Bratzo the Clown coming around for another scoring pass. Meanwhile, the star duties are passed on to $5 footlong, as we know, has a pretty great stride and should be able to catch up pretty quick.
Bratzo knows that and goes ahead and calls it off. Not before picking up 12 points for the Clowntown.
Bratzo brings up Clowntown to 57, but now we have a timeout called.
This
team
timeout
timeout.
is brought to you by our good friends from Out From Under the Bed podcast. Out From Under the Bed with the Boogeyman is an interview-based podcast featuring the stories of athletes who participate in this glorious gladiator sport of roller derby. The Boogeyman and Master Sedator are a roller derby vert skating duo that are dedicated in their quest for delivering an oral history of the sport called roller derby. You can hear these fine programs wherever you get your podcasts. You can follow them on Instagram at Out From Under the Bed. Sponsored by Siphon Draw Apothecary. Woo!
Yes, Twitch
Yes,
land.
I'd love to say hi to T-Bear. Hi, T-Bear. How you doing? I hope you're playing derby somewhere this weekend.
Who knows? Things usually align that way. Lots of derby usually aligns around the same weekends.
There's derby everywhere,
Internationally.
all over the globe.
5-second call, everybody nice and tight up at the jammer line. We have Wombozo going up against Dr. Blad.
Nice.
Wombozo through on the inside lane, which is a popular lane for these jammers. He is assigned lead. Meanwhile, Dr. Blatt tends to subvert that and takes the outside lane and is out, trying to catch up to Wombozo. We do see the pivot for Clowntown being sent to the box.
That's Hurricane Heather.
And Wombozo gets past the hip and calls it off before Dr. Blatt can hit the pack.
Them silly clowns.
3 points in the air for Clowntown, bringing them up to 60 points, keeping the sandwiches at 13 points with 13 minutes left in the first half.
Wow. Looks like-
Enunciation.
Looks like we got $5 footlong going up against Freight Train in what promises to be an excellent jam. Jam number 17. $5 footlong rolls across the Clover Cup 25 pivot line in lead jammer position. Freight Train right behind and in pursuit and picking up speed.
They have to. Freight train is catching up quickly. Oh, did they sneak a point? They did. I think they did. I see fingers in the air. I thought I saw a finger in the air.
I see a finger in the air.
Well, 1 point was assigned to Clowntown for sure, and now we do have that point for the sandwiches. So they each scored a point.
Yes.
So now 61 points for Clowntown, 14 for the sandwiches. What's going on now? Timeout? What kind of timeout?
Right now it's an official timeout, but I think it's going to morph into an official review.
How many official reviews can we have in this first half?
Well, enough to knock the schedule off, Wink.
Just a bit.
But there might not be one available to them, so they might have to send a player to the penalty box. I want to say hi to Omi and Tot. I know they're watching. Happy belated birthday there, Omi.
Ooh, a jammer in the box.
See, I told you. When you call an official review and you don't have one, that's a penalty. Yeah. You have to have one up on the board to call it. Or your captain's going to go set for 30 seconds.
I think everybody is adjusting.
That's not the case,
situating.
though. That's not the case, though, because I see $5 footlong sitting in the box.
Well,
So they must have asked for something and got it.
wait, there's another point that has been added onto the board.
There is another point added to the board.
So the sandwiches didn't get 1 point, they got 2 points.
You know what I think?
What?
I think those bear ears are magical.
I want to believe that. I want to believe in magic.
I want to believe that too. I do believe it.
But the sandwiches, instead of 14 points, are not 15. But as I mentioned, we do have their jammer in the box.
Magic is real. Not all magic is real, but some magic is.
Okay, I do agree with that.
Absolutely.
You just got past a note. What's the note say?
The note says that I'm supposed to talk about, oh, why does it say sandwiches? They just thought it was funny. Yes. And then everybody had fun picking their own sandwich names.
Homewrecker did give you a shout out in the chat.
Yeah, he's my homie.
And off to the races here. We have Bratzo the Clown trying to jump the apex, but does get knocked to the inside lane. We do see the return of the pivot for Clowntown trying to work some offense, but Cal Squad just kind of pressing in the jammer into this scrum of a pack here at the first turn. We do see a blocker for Cal Squad being sent to the box, but Bratzo is out with lead. We do see $5 footlong standing and now being told to return to the track. Coming in hot, trying to push their way on the outside lane and out with some momentum. Bratzo sees this and calls it off before any points are scored by the sandwiches.
I said 1 roller derby, 2 roller derby, 3 roller derby, and he was out of the box and through the pack in 3 roller derbies.
They
That's
used the power of the
3
apex.
seconds, y'all.
Using physics, using science.
Absolutely, that is super, super fast.
Very fast. And a point picked up by Clowntown, bringing them up. Oh, no, wait. 4, 3, 1, 2, 8, 3.
6, 9.
Sorry, the board just updated really weird. But 3 points for
3
Clowntown.
points.
Who do we have on the track?
We got Dr. Blatt wearing the star for the sandwiches going up against Juan Bozo. Juan Bozo rolls across that Clover Cup penalty line as the lead jammer. Dr. Blatt not that far behind. They're coming around on a scoring pass, and that pack starts to slow down. Juan Bozo is going to go ahead and call it off. And we're going to have another scoreless jam. But it did happen, so good vibes to everybody. Go ahead and hydrate or die.
Hydrate.
I pick hydrate. You gotta stay hydrated. This desert will kill you.
That's why I stay indoors.
That's right.
And on the line, we have Freight Train going up against Bandito Burrito. Bandito Burrito trying to strong arm their way to the front of the pack, which they do, but Clowntown trying to keep them back, hold them back as Freight Train is pushing their way through the pack with some offensive assist from Huck. Huck taking a moment just to make sure that they did not hit them in the wrong way. But out with lead is Bandito Burrito, possibly. Yes, there it is. Bandito Burrito against Freight Train. Freight Train now, where are they? Where did they go? They're just so stuck in the pack. Everybody's...
We got a super secret star patch. That's He's assistant, now the
That's what it
jammer
was.
record for Clowntown.
Yeah, the assistant taking up the duties, but for their efforts, gets sent to the box for a forearm. So this is a power jam for Bandito Burrito, which the Sandwichers can definitely capitalize on at this point. So it should be all offense, which they do go in for to break up the pack and give Bandito Burrito some space to move around. Spins around, does get knocked down for a moment, but now has a 2-wall, which is going to turn into a 3-wall. Now offense running up, trying to work some magic. Everybody getting pressed to the outside lane. Bandito Burrito now going up to the tripod and calls it off. Let's see, how many points? 4 points on the board for the Sandwiches, bringing them up to 19.
That's exactly what the Sandwiches needed with 8:20 left to go in this first half.
Blockers in the box, blocker apiece, so 3-pack versus 3-pack. Jammer versus jammer. Who are these wonderful jammers?
That is Bradso the Clown wearing the star for Clowntown, Fluffer Cutter. Jammer record for the Sandwiches. The Sandwiches, of course, from Cal Squad in the white jerseys. Clowntown in the red and yellow, or sometimes just red.
Ooh.
Nice little hit by Hee to the infield.
Ooh.
Hurricane Heather took a derby kiss to the infield. Everybody bounces back up, but Fluffer Cover comes out of turn 2 as your lead jam. Bratzo the Clown not far behind in a jammer race back to the pack. Pack slows down. Oh, and absorbs. I think we're going to see a back block. Yes,
yeah.
we are. Got a point out of it, but that one's going to hurt. Sandwiches do pick up a point on that pass, 64-20 with 7 minutes left to go in the first half. I hear you, homie, laying by the pool. I'll be next to a pool later on. Well, I'll have to clean it first, but I'll be in it after I clean it. There's some trees that hang over our pool at the Airbnb, and it just drop leaves all day long. So you got to take 10 minutes to scoop them all out before you go swimming.
Now, the fact that the trees have any leaves.
I don't mind. I like cleaning the pool. Scara says, shout out to Clowntown. You MVP, you. Watching in the Twitch from inside the building. That's like cheating. I'd say it. I've got no shame. I will shout out anybody you want me to.
Mom Bomb 3 in the chat says, that's my baby boy.
Who is
And
that?
Their baby, that's Mom Bomb 3 shouting out Wombozo, their child.
Oh, cool.
And they are also shouting them out for their, shouting out Clowntown in general for their blocking skills, which,
Yes.
you know, holding back the Sandwiches for this long.
I'll tell you what, he's assistant plumber, man, doing some great things out there for Clowntown in the defensive department.
They have been all weekend.
Absolutely.
Pretty sure they got an MVP for it at some point.
I think maybe I did pick that one.
Let me look at the stats. Let me look at the
Yes.
list.
Let's talk about where's the after party today?
Oh Yeah, there is an after party. It's going to be at the Brass Tap Verde. That's going to be in Gilbert, Arizona at 8 p.m. until 12, 18 plus. So you bring an ID. Can't go in there if you're not 18 and up.
And you can join me at the unofficial after party at my pool at the Airbnb. Because I will not be partaking of the festivities this evening. I know it's
Barbie
your birthday.
says it's her birthday. You have to.
But I have a flight at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Excuses.
And I know.
Barbie's upset.
Okay, they were asking for a low block, and the referees got together and said, yeah, the low block did happen, so the no call, the call does stand.
Yeah, so basically they wanted to overturn the jammer penalty,
Yes.
which they did not succeed
They were not
in.
successful in overturning that low block.
I mean, it was a risky move in the first place. So
There's only 7 minutes left in the half, and you get another one in the second half.
yeah, we have Juan Bozo on the track and running up the inside lane on this path. Ooh.
Ooh, Mom's not going to be happy about that.
Yeah, Juan Bozo being sent to the box for a back block. So this is going to be a jammer do-si-do. We do see Fluffer Cutter now being released from the box back on the track. Cal Squad trying to assess and see where they can be useful, but the pivot for Cloudtown just tracking Fluffer Cutter at this point. So they have to, contain that pivot who is making some trouble here. We do see Fluffer Cutter running up with speed. Ooh, gets knocked down by accident by $5 footlong. We do see the return of Juan Bozo into the track, being held up with a tripod at the back of the pack. Meanwhile, Fluffer Cutter just has one more to beat. Hollywood knocks them to the inside lane and recycles them back quickly. But we do see Fluffer Cutter entering back into the track, right past their hips with speed. So is able to get past them and out around the outside lane, but is escorted and recycled. Meanwhile, Juan Bozo runs and makes a beautiful apex jump.
Yes, that was.
While we see Fluffer Cutter being sent to the box. So this is a power jam, according to Joliet Jane, the bench coach for the Clowntown team.
This will be our second 2-minute jam of the game,
Yeah.
as it still has 34 seconds left in it.
Yep, this is an opportunity for Clowntown to pad their lead here a little bit more while Fluffer Cutter is being held in the box, who is now standing. Whistles being called. Who, what, where, when, and why. We do see the return of Fluffer Cutter onto the track, being tracked by the pivot for Clowntown, who escorts them into Huckleberry Gin. Huckleberry Gin recycling them back. Meanwhile, Juan Bozo out with another scoring pass. And that concludes the 2-minute jam here between Clowntown and the Sandwiches. That was 12 points on the board made by
A whole dozen.
Clowntown. Yeah, a whole dozen. And 4 points made by the Sandwiches. So we now are at 76 for Clowntown, 24 for the Sandwiches, with 4.5 minutes left in this first half.
Woo-hoo.
For third place for the open gender bracket
At Monsoon Madness.
in Mesa, Arizona.
Beautiful Mesa, Arizona.
Yep. And
Ah, so nice we said their name twice. Dr. Blatt out and lead. Freight train not that far behind. Both jammers in a race back to the pack. Sandwiches lock down that defense in the back. And that jam's going to be called. Sandwiches are going to pick up 4 points on that jam, bringing their total up to 28. Still a little less than 4 minutes left to go in this first half.
the chat has noticed that Just Dave was wearing the pivot stripe over their bear ears.
Yes.
They're like, that's dedication. Oh, not quite yet. Hold up.
Just Mayo
And
today.
now, there we go.
Now we're gone.
There's just a moment of confusion.
Uh-oh. $5 footlong called for an infraction. That's going to leave.
Bratzo the Clown for lead for Clowntown, who's coming back up with speed. pumps the brakes, trying to enter the pack legally, and is around all these hips and out with 4 points in the air for Clowntown. The pivot for Clowntown released from the box, but trades places with Holly Hood, who is sitting in the box now. And running up to the pack, pivot runs some O, but just as Barazzo is escorted into the inside lane, they call it just to have Clowntown, take a moment, take a breather. Starting to get a little hectic out there. It's a good idea to just tone down things when
Always.
people start getting frenetic, because then that just ruins plays.
In with the good, out with the bad.
Exactly. So trying to keep the good
Absolutely.
energy in. Clowntown making 5 points, bringing them up to 81. Sandwiches 28. 5-second call for this next jam, which turns into a timeout.
Everybody rushed that Clover Cup pivot line. It looked like they were going to have a race out there, and they were going to go get their starting positions.
Interesting to give Freight Train a running start, but I do see that they have somebody who's going to walk them up. So
Pi R Squared says it's going to be a Bratzo summer.
do 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 do. I don't know the lyrics. I just know the tune.
Pi R Squared's been doing a lot of skating this weekend.
Oh yeah, skate for heart.
Absolutely.
They're an adorable jammer.
Kevinator had a birthday yesterday and didn't tell anybody, so make sure you go by and tell Kevin happy birthday. That's secret agent stuff right there.
All right, we're getting set up here to return to play after the team timeout. That was called by Clowntown. Just take a breather again.
I wonder if they're going to roll backwards or if they're going to just start skating. That's weird. Freight Train the Jammer record for Clowntown. $5 foot long release from the 187 killer pads penalty box as Freight Train takes lead jammer status. $5 foot long working to get through that pack. Motorhead and Hurricane Heather there to stop him, but $5 foot long does get through. Clear on his initial and quickly joins the pack, but doesn't get any points. 3 points up on the board for Clowntown. 84-28 with 1:40 left to go in the first half. And what could be the penultimate jam in the first half?
I like big words. Penultimate.
Penultimate.
5-second call. Everybody nice and cozy on the jammer line, but Wambozo skips through the inside lane and is out. Dr. Blatt shoulders their way through the outside lane and out, trying to catch up to Wambozo. Wambozo trying to hit the pack real quick. Runs through the pack and out with 4 points, but Dr. Blatt also following closely behind after making 4 points themselves. It is a jammer race here. Clowntown letting them know that they're going to run it.
I love it when the jammers talk to each other when they're racing back to the pack, exchanging pleasantries until they hit each other.
Dr. Blatt taking the front of the pack, stays in bounds after holding himself up by one hand and out with 4 points. And Wambozo says, no, I'm calling it. You can't make it many more points than I do. I'm stopping this right now.
And with 35 seconds left on the clock, it is going to be the last jam of the half right now.
Last jam.
Look, Johnny Pepper was right.
You were right. Yes, that's correct. Clowntown now at 90 points. Sandwiches at 36. And we're counting down the seconds for this last jam in the first half of third place for Open Gender Game. Who do we have on the track?
We have Bandito Burrito going up against Bratzo the Clown. Bratzo the Clown rolls across that Clover Cup pivot line as your lead jammer. Meanwhile, Mac Rib's going to go to the 187 killer pad penalty box. Bratzo the Clown on a scoring pass goes around the outside and grabs all 4 points. We see a forearm call. That's going to go against Boner Kebab. Boner Kebab going to the 187 Killer Pads penalty box as Bratzo puts 4 more points up on the board with 8 in the pocket, looking to get some more. Period clock gone down to 0. We got 114, or however long Bratzo says this jam's going to last. We got a track cut on Bandito Burrito. That's going to be a powered jam for Bratzo the Clown with 12 points in the pocket. Still 55 seconds left in this jam if Bratzo wants to use it. They fill their bucket up first with 2 left over. Sandwiches try to lock down that defense. Astro Smash Burger, Mac Rib, and Boner Kebab.
We are at intermission.
That jam gets called and takes us all the way to intermission. Go fill up your snacky sacks. Get you some hydration supplies.
Take a breath from your nose and not your mouth.
Yes, we'll see y'all back in about 12 minutes.
Yeah, 12 minutes.
I'm Johnny Pepper.
And I'm Vampira.
Peace, love, roller derby.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io.
Did you know that your head is not normal? No one's is. Head shapes are as unique as fingerprints, so choosing a helmet that's custom to you is the best way to keep you safe while playing derby. A lot of us have spent most of our derby careers wearing a helmet that's the same size shell, whether you're a size small, medium, large, or extra large. One size fits all doesn't work for our feet, and it definitely doesn't work for your head. Roller derby helmets are designed to absorb and disperse the force of impact using EPS foam, which is scientifically designed to fit close to your head, allowing it to protect your head by crumpling or compressing upon impact. So here's the thing. If your helmet size is a small, but you're wearing the same shell size as your teammate who's an XL, not only does it look kind of funny, The functionality of the EPS foam and how it disperses impact energy is compromised. So no matter how much foam you stuff into your helmet to make it stay put, you're more at risk for head injuries, putting you at risk. The 888 certified Sweat Saver comes in better shell size options than our leading competitor, giving you the highest level of protection upon impact.
Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music license. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
Did you know that your head is not normal? No one's is. Head shapes are as unique as fingerprints, so choosing a helmet that's custom to you is the best way to keep you safe while playing derby. A lot of us have spent most of our derby careers wearing a helmet that's the same size shell, whether you're a size small, medium, large, or extra large. One size fits all doesn't work for our feet, and it definitely doesn't work for your head. Roller derby helmets are designed to absorb and disperse the force of impact using EPS foam, which is scientifically designed to fit close to your head, allowing it to protect your head by crumpling or compressing upon impact. So here's the thing. If your helmet size is a small, but you're wearing the same shell size as your teammate who's an XL, not only does it look kind of funny, the functionality of the EPS foam and how it disperses impact energy is compromised. So no matter how much foam you stuff into your helmet to make it stay put, you're more at risk for head injuries, putting you at risk.
The 888 certified Sweat Saver comes in better shell size options than our leading competitor,
giving you the highest level of protection upon impact.
Music licensing reimagined.
Artlist.io. Music license. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
Did you know that your head is not normal? No one's is. Head shapes are as unique as fingerprints, so choosing a helmet that's custom to you is the best way to keep you safe while playing derby. A lot of us have spent most of our derby careers wearing a helmet that's the same size shell, whether you're a size small, medium, large, or extra large. One size fits all doesn't work for our feet, and it definitely doesn't work for your head. Roller derby helmets are designed to absorb and disperse the force of impact using EPS foam, which is scientifically designed to fit close to your head, allowing it to protect your head by crumpling or compressing upon impact. So here's the thing, if your helmet size is a small, but you're wearing the same shell size as your teammate who's an XL, not only does it look kind of funny, the functionality of the EPS foam and how it disperses impact energy is compromised. So no matter how much foam you stuff into your helmet to make it stay put, you're more at risk for head injuries, putting you at risk.
The 888 certified Sweat Saver comes in better shell size options than our leading competitor,
Giving you the highest level of protection upon impact.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
This is Clowntown versus Sandwiches, the third place game of Monsoon Madness. This is game number 12 of the tournament. Dozen games in. I am Johnny Pepper.
And I'm Vampira.
And we're bringing you this game. Right now, Clowntown 105, Sandwiches at 36. The Sandwiches from Cal Squad, Clowntown, a satellite team from all over.
They're just people who just want to hang out and clown around.
Yes, they want to clown around. And I think it's really it's a bank track team playing in a flat track tournament. So really cool things are happening right now in Clowntown. They're clowning around and doing all the things.
They're like an exchange student.
Piling up in the clown car.
Yeah.
You know how them clowns are.
If they actually do that, that would be amazing.
Paint their nose.
I would need video. I would need a whole parade. All right,
I see the pom-poms.
we're counting down the seconds. We have our producer back, who is
We do.
happy to go.
Our birthday girl producer.
Barbie.
Bad habit, Barbie. Penalties. Sandwiches have 17. Clowntown has 16. Nobody in real trouble.
No, just like maybe one skater on Clowntown
Yeah.
has like 5 penalties so far. So, but
That's Hollywood. Holly can clean those up
it'll be
when
fine.
she's told to clean them up. So that'll be fine. I don't
Yeah.
think anticipate anything bad there happening.
They had 15 minutes to get their act together.
Ginger Ninja are wearing those fabulous sparky gold boots this morning.
Just a sensible heel for today.
If they're not 4 inches, they're nothing.
All right, everybody getting set up on the track here. 5-second call. All right, we got Bratzo the Clown going against Bandito Burrito. Multiplayer being called on the pivot.
He's assistant.
He's assistant. Come on. All right, Bandito Burrito now working the inside lane, but gets knocked out by Mimi Mahler. Mimi Mahler recycling them back, while Bratzo the Clown is still being held back. Not lead yet. Motorhead now returning into the loving embrace of their teammates. We do see star in hand from Bandito Burrito, so lead still open for Clowntown. We do see Bratzo skipping around and out through the inside lane. And now they have been assigned lead, so once they have been given that go-ahead, they call it.
I want to say there was a whistle before that call off, but I didn't see anybody leave the track, so it might have been an inadvertent whistle.
I believe it was just to assign the lead. It wasn't assigned quite yet by the time.
Right.
Which is why he waited for a moment to
Gotcha.
make sure he had the lead.
Absolutely. You wouldn't want to delay that and then have one of your teammates have to go sit down for a little bit.
5-second call. Who's on the track?
We got Freight Train wearing the star for Clowntown and Dr. Platt for the sandwiches. Justin Mayo with the awesome little cutely bear ears. Anchoring that tripod at the front of the pack. McRib does a backflip in the infield. And Freight Train grabs lead jammer status and is in a race back to the pack that starts to get sped up just a bit. Freight Train hits that back of the pack, but runs into that tripod of Boner Kebab and McRib. And a player to be named later.
Oh, Freight Train being sent to the box for a penalty, so this is a power jam for neither. it was
For
a jam
neither. That's a do-si-do.
It's a do-si-do because just seconds after we did see the pivot, now jammer, Knuckle Slamwich being sent to the box, but both return at the same time. Knuckle Slamwich, ouch.
That was the player to be named later, was Knuckle Slamwich.
Well,
And
now we know.
Super Pivot taking the star.
Freight Train working up against a 2-wall, and it's just goes around the outside. Knuckle Slamwich catching up to them, 4 points apiece so far. Coming around for a second scoring pass. Pack picking up a little bit of speed, but Clowntown holding back a blocker from the sandwiches to spread out that pack a bit. Freight Train out with 4 points in the air. Meanwhile, we do see Knuckle Slamwich being held in the pack and just kind of shakes it off and goes around the outside and out with 4 points. We do see just Mayo running up behind them to catch up with their jammer, see if they can run some O for them.
I wanted to say he came out of hibernation out of the penalty box.
To run up with their pack, but the jam ends at that point. Nobody had lead, so that just concludes.
Sandwiches get 9.
9 points for the sandwiches, beating out the Clowntown 8 points that were made there. 45 for the sandwiches, 113 for Clowntown, and a timeout is called. A team timeout.
This timeout is brought to you by AZRD, a nonprofit organization originally founded in 2003. It's the second oldest flat track league in the world. AZRD welcomes all genders, sexual orientations, races, and religions. Much of our success is the unequivocal outcome of the support of our sponsors, vendors, and fans just like you. They may be the second oldest, but they are the best. Arizona Roller Derby. Go visit their merchandise over here in Vendor Village if you can hear the sound of my voice. And if you're not here, you can always go to azrd.com and spend some coin on their website.
Yeah, we're kind of cool. In the chat, Popwell Freight sends a shout out to Freight Train. They said choo choo.
Yes, a choo-choo
Choo choo for
from Papa Freight. Papa Freight, a jam skater, awesome jam skater.
Nice. And that's the end of that team time.
The more you know.
The more you know.
Woo-hoo. 26 minutes and 18 clicks on the clock as we start jam number 3 of the second half. $5 foot long wearing the star for the sandwiches going up against Wambozo. $5 foot long rolls across that Clover Cup pivot line with lead jammer status. And quickly does a lap and runs into that wall of red at the front of the pack. Anchored by he's assistant Shacky Two Skates and Mimi Mahler. $5 foot long does get through though and quickly gets another lap in. It's amazing how fast $5 foot long really is. And gonna take 8 points. I see a thing there. That's 7 points. There was a no earned pass there. Not a no pass, no penalty, a no earned pass, which was 7 points. For the sandwiches on that jam, 113 to 52.
Very nice. 5-second call. And just real quick from the chat, Karen Minko just wanted to shout out to us, the announcers. They're the parents of Cal Squad number 28. That's Vegemite. They have enjoyed our play-by-play, Pepper.
Well, thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
We enjoy you watching us. Yes,
Well,
we do.
On the track, we do see that it looks like Bratzo the Clown is trying to draw back Fluffer Cutter. But Fluffer Cutter just standing to make sure that they don't fall into that trap. So Bratzo the Clown decides to move up and is working on the pack at the front here and pushes them long enough to gain some speed and get out on the outside lane. Fluffer Cutter now being held out in the back of the pack, has Star in hand trying to find their pivot here, but is out on the inside lane. We do see Bratzo just escorted to the outside lane and quickly comes through the inside. 4 points assigned.
That was some phenomenal track awareness by Bratzo right there. A track cut could easily been had if Bratzo not been so track aware.
That's part of the jammer's job. You gotta have to know
You got to know who hit you out and where.
Exactly.
And you got to watch their other skates to see if they come out too, because if they do, it's a free-for-all.
Just as we saw in that first turn here earlier, pivot for the Cal Squad team member just knocked him out, and they went out with him.
117 to 52, 23 minutes left to go in this contest. Dr. Blatt, the jammer record for the sandwiches, going up against Freight Train. Freight Train comes out of turn 1.5 with the lead jammer status. Vegemite, much to the delight of people watching on the Twitch, grabs that star. Super pivot turn jammer, Vegemite. Freight Train's gonna let it go as well. Somebody's gonna call for a forearm. I got see that's Moist Maker going to the 187 Killer Pads penalty box. Vegemite with 4 points in the pocket. Looking to score some more. Freight Train got her 4 already. Looking to get some additional points. Goes around to the outside and decides to take another lap. 8 points in the pocket. Vegemite eyeing that pack, trying to get some more. Says, look, I can tie Freight Train if I can get past this pack. But Mimi Mahler and Shacky Two Skates have other ideals. That is some Clown Town awesome defense at the front of the pack. And that jam's going to be called. Vegemite does pick up those 8 points. Nice. Freight Train picks up 11, however, 128-60 with 22-12 left to go in this contest.
Fun, fun, fun.
Super, super fun, fun, fun.
5-second call. Everybody working their way back to the jammer line to meet up with Wombozo and $5 footlong. $5 footlong trying to find some room, but before they can find some room, Wombozo out on the outside lane that was open enough for them to get out with lead. $5 footlong now skipping around the last player from Clowntown and is out on their initial. Wombozo coming up with speed and told to call the jam by their bench.
Wombo waiting until the last second to call it off. It's $5 footlong was going to score a point.
They were being told to call it because
Yes.
they wanted to ice that blocker from Cal Squad a little bit longer. They called it just in time to keep them at least standing in the box. So
Absolutely.
it will be a pack advantage in this next,
Just a tiny tack
Jam.
advantage.
just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Little bit.
Clowntown 4 points, bringing them up to 132, keeping the sandwiches at 60 points. Next jam, who is out there?
That is Bandito Burrito rolling across the Clover Cup pivot line as your lead jammer going up against Bratzo the Clown. Bratzo with the star stash trying to get through that wall in the front of the pack. But those sandwiches are locking down. They do get spread out though and have to let go. Bratzo does clear on the initial. Bandito Burrito runs up against that Clowntown defense and just can't get through. So forces that call off. The sandwiches pick up 3 points. 63 is their total. 132 for Clowntown with 20 left to go.
Very nice. All right, so it looks like Clowntown is deciding to keep the top of the pack. 5-second call, and they go right back, right on top of the Cal Squad defense here. We have Freight Train on the line going against Dr. Blatt. Dr. Blatt running around the inside lane. Freight Train actually takes that direction themselves and is out successfully. Dr. Blatt being held up by one more Clowntown skater, slowing them down, but is around on the inside around that skater. Dunn coming around on their initial.
Nice.
And a beautiful hop. Freight Train. Freight Train just narrowly avoiding a down skater. They will not be run over by this train.
That train could jump the tracks and jump the apex. That is super, super cool.
Very nice. 4 points made by Freight Train in that exchange. 136 for Clowntown, 63 for the sandwiches.
I want to take this opportunity to thank our stream team, the AV Club, the best stream team in the whole wide world, bringing you free Twitch roller derby action here from Monsoon Madness. We got $5 footlong going up against Wombozo. $5 footlong rolls across that Clover Cup pivot line as your lead jammer. Meanwhile, Wombozo stuck in the back of the pack trying to get through that wall of white. That is...
Beautiful spin move there by the jammer for Clowntown. Wombozo.
That was Petty Melt. And a couple other players, Moist Maker. And 28.
Vegemite, yeah.
With that awesome defense for the sandwiches.
Vegemite, your parents are watching.
Yes, they're doing all the things. Jamming, blocking.
Doing a good job.
Proud parents watching that Twitch. Thank you for raising such an excellent roller derby player.
5-second call.
Well
Clowntown
done.
takes the jammer line. Well done.
Well done.
Cal Squad taking the top of the pack. Looks like Bratzo the Clown trying to gain some speed, keeping those feet moving, trying to get past the last few players for Cal Squad and is out. Gets assigned lead. Meanwhile, we do see Fluffer Cutter with star in hand, but manages to take the outside lane. This is a power jam.
Power jam.
Bratzo the Clown assigned a penalty and sent to the box, so Fluffer Cutter can take this opportunity to make some points on the board. Coming up, Cal squad now running up to run some O here for their player. Fluffer Cutter does come in with some speed, but knocks him down for a moment. Speed enough to get around and avoid that hit out from Motorhead. Motorhead takes the top of the pack here with their team to receive the return of Fluffer Cutter. Fluffer Cutter out in, going in through the inseam of that tripod. Meanwhile, Brazzo just working those feet and knocking down players to find the room on the inside lane he needed to get out. Looks like Hurricane Heather being sent to the box for Clowntown. Fluffer Cutter knocked down by Motorhead. Needed just a moment. That was a little bit of a hard hit, so decides to call it just as Brazzo jumps the apex and makes his points for their efforts. Clowntown made 4 points in that exchange against the Sandwiches, 4 points. So 140 Clowntown, 71 Sandwiches, and we have a timeout called.
Brazzo was really, really proud of that apex jump.
We're all proud of you for that apex
you
jump.
You could tell by that smile.
It was beautiful. It was well landed, no stumbling.
Looked over the
nothing.
shoulder, got the right amount of points. And
Very
said,
nice.
Yes.
You should celebrate your
We got an
wins.
official review called on the floor, and this official review is brought to you by our good friends over at Tiffany and Bosco. Tiffany and Bosco is a proud sponsor of Arizona Roller Derby. Trial lawyer William Fishback and his pack of all-star attorneys will deliver a grand slam to any courtroom bout. Send their adversaries home with rink rash. For more information, find them at tblaw.com. And whoever writes their ads for them should get a Grammy or a Clemmy or whatever those awards are for writing commercials.
Oh.
Sending them home with rink rash. I love that.
That's good advertising.
Absolutely.
They know their audience. All right,
At least somebody does. What do you got going over there?
So in the Twitch chat, we have, let's see, S Gents. They say, "We love you, Bratzo the Clown." Maverick says, "Go, Daddy, go." Molly Gordon 7 says they appreciate the live stream and they do thank us for announcing, Pepper.
Oh, cool. More
Thank you.
fans.
Appreciate you.
I love y'all. I really, really do. How many people are watching?
Looks like 121 viewers so far.
That's awesome.
On a Sunday.
Don't forget, if you're tired of watching those annoying ads, all you got to do is subscribe. It's only $5 a month.
Yeah. You could also
And you
use your
can go
Prime
back
sub.
and watch previous games and all kinds of things for being a subscriber.
But we do post our games that we stream online onto our YouTube channel. So if you can't catch it quite yet during the weekend, you can always review it a little later.
Cool, cool, cool.
It's good for fans and players as well. We like to review our footage, see what we did, what we can correct, how we can better ourselves.
Who are you trying to get a hold of, Joel?
Who? Huck?
Huck. Huck. Look across to UPSA.
I can't quite tell what hand signals. Oh.
Oh.
They understood what that meant.
Absolutely. Coaching from the stands. I love it. Facilitated by the announcers. I saw Chuckleberry Jen went and saw Blue. You can tell because of those rings. Got some of the cupping. As always, you can go see Blue, but you better do it before 3 o'clock today because Blue's going to be out of here at 3. Go get you some compressions, fittings. You're not going to be able to schedule a massage because that's already all full up. But you can get you some Urban Apothecary stuff, and you can tell Blue that Johnny Pepper said, hey, and thanks for that little touch this morning. Absolutely.
Yeah, it looks like there's some risk of a foul out here through the for the Sandwiches. A player, what was that, number 300?
I didn't get to bring my pillow on this trip, so I'm sleeping on the Airbnb pillows. I had a little crick in my neck.
Oh.
Blue, 5 minutes later, boom.
That will do it.
I love Blue.
And we have an official.
667. That's Motorhead. Okay, that review. The other team asked for a, what do you call it, enhancement to the penalty. And so it was egregious, and so Motorhead's going to be out for the rest of the game. On that high buck, that was made egregious.
It was egregious.
Yes.
Yeah. In terms of penalties so far, it's kind of a little spread out between the two teams. Sandwiches only have one skater at risk of fouling out. That's number 300. The McRib is back. And for Clowntown, it's number 623, Holly Hood. And we, as we mentioned before, we had Motorhead, who was just told to.
That official review is over with. The next whistle is going to start in about 3 seconds. And we're underway. Jam number 11, $5 footlong, grabbing lead jammer status, coming across that pivot line.
T-Bear's shouting you out in the chat, Pepper.
Who?
T-Bear.
Oh, T-Bear loves me. I love T-Bear.
He says, hi, friends.
Absolutely.
$5 footlong, gaining some speed on that outside lane, and oh Lord, that speed just knocked that player out, and we might need just a moment for that skater to be assessed, so we'll just take a moment to ensure that our medics have some time to give that skater some love and attention. So while that is assessed, what do we have to talk about, Johnny?
I'm going to go ahead and keep it a little quiet until those medics can do their job.
That's fair. Let's see here. Brock's mom lady sends some love to Cal Squad. So you got some loving, Cal Squad. Chat loves you. And Murda Maid asked, Johnny, are you going to be at Skate Wars?
Yes, Murder. I will be at Skate Wars. I leave tomorrow morning. All right, make some noise for Mimi Mahler. And if you're part of the Black Roller Derby Family Network, meet over at Blues Table right after this game. That is the Black Roller Derby family. Family photo over at Blues right after this game. Did you get that?
I never do one.
Okay, well, I'm telling you now. Happy birthday. Go over there to Blues after this game.
All right, an official timeout is extending this moment here. In the chat, Mimi's mother is watching, and they did not like that hit.
Nobody likes to watch their child get
Or no,
hit.
wait, no, they're concerned on number 4's hit. That was Fluffer Cutter, right?
Yes.
Either way, a mother is concerned.
I'll assure you, we've got
But-
the top-notch medics in the whole wide world looking after your kids.
A great team of volunteer medics who have graciously given their skills here all weekend to make sure everybody is assessed their ouchies and their boo-boos.
And we got a whole team of officials that really care about safety, and they're going to get together and try to mitigate why those things are happening and try to stop it.
Good job.
Absolutely.
Team Zebra, always winning.
Always.
This is a long game, Pyar scared, but that just means more derby for you.
That's right.
We love more derby. And again, this is the third place game for the open gender bracket here for Monsoon Madness.
What's coming up next?
After this, it'll be the champ game for the open gender bracket between the Rough Riders and I believe that's
B-side.
B-side.
Arr.
A very familiar matchup, I think. So it'll be a very even game, a lot of energy, a lot of aggression, and we're going to be here to watch it, front and center. Aw, look at this.
Ring around the doctor.
Ring around the rosy, a pocket full of posies, ashes, ashes, we all fall down.
What a great little thing.
I know, it used to be a nice little nursery rhyme to talk about
Death.
I believe an illness.
Talking about death.
Here is an official with news.
There was a request for an egregious upgrade to that high block. Referees got together, decided that it didn't reach that level, and so the no call stands.
Sometimes the hits are just hard enough to be, not too egregious, but definitely something to be concerned about.
Right. And in those cases, they give them a warning and tell them, hey, we're going to be watching for this, and if you do it again.
We have Dr. Blatt on the track going against Wombozo, who spins right out of that attempted hit out from Cal Squad, out with lead. Wombozo running away from Dr. Blatt, who's picking up speed themselves, but that speed is towards the box, so this is a power jam for Clowntown. Clowntown now trying to catch up with the speeding pack to run some offense for their teammate, who skips through the apex line there at the second turn, and out with 4 points for Clowntown. Everybody.
And Tiva out of the 187 penalty box and back into the action on the track as that jam gets called.
Essentially icing the jammer for Cal Squad in the box to allow a power start for this next jam. That's 4 points in the air for Clowntown, bringing them up to 144 to the Sandwiches 78 points. 14 and a half minutes left in the second half of the third place game here for the open gender bracket, and a timeout being called by Grimace from Clowntown, the bench captain for them, bench coach.
This timeout is brought to you by Rehab Lab Arizona. Whether you're struggling with pain or looking to enhance your athletic performance, you need a doctor who cares about your goals and will treat you the way you want to be treated. Dr. Ben uses his wide range of skills to help weekend warriors and pro athletes alike move better, move stronger, and heal faster. Go to rehablabarizona.com to book an appointment today. Tell them Johnny Pepper sent you so you can get that amazing 0% discount.
Tell them who sent you. Keshi 1933 from the chat says, hi from Portland, Oregon. I believe someone earlier said they were from Vermont as well. So we do have a lot of varied viewership here.
Speaking of Portland.
Oh my God.
That's where Champs is this year.
The whiff to the Champs.
God, I hope they pick me.
Pick me,
Pick me, pick me, pick me.
I didn't apply for announcing. I can only hope and dream. 5-second call for this power start for Clowntown. Everybody at the pivot line. So that gives some speed for Brazzo to come into the pack, but a bit of a spill here at turn one. Everybody just taking a moment to make sure nobody was at a risk of a penalty, and everybody back up now trying to run some defense here to kill the penalty. So we see the return of Dr. Blatt, who tries for an apex jump, but not successful there. Brazzo the Clown coming around for a scoring pass. We do see two of the Clowntown skaters being sent to the box, so this is a pack advantage for Cal Squad. Dr. Blatt with star back on their helmet is trying to catch up to the speeding pack. Brazzo just kind of keeping a even pace, trying to assess the time here.
Just a leisurely skate back to the pack.
Just a bit. Dr. Blatt escorted to the outside and recycled by number 714. Just far enough to allow that pack to spread out.
$5 footlong plays some amazing defense over there.
Oh, looks like Brazzo lost the star on their helmet in that exchange.
I bet you that star is going to be guarded pretty closely over there by the Sandwiches.
Yes,
That's not going to be easy to retrieve.
Oof. Huck trying to run some O there so they can push away the tripod that was forming around that star that was falling on the ground, but Brazzo picks it up quickly, back on their head, ready to make some points.
Nice little slide in there to get it too.
Ooh, a little bit of a spill there for Dr. Blatt on the inside lane.
A little bit slow to get up there too.
He's been putting in some work, so that's fair.
All day.
Yeah, Brazzo being held at the back of the pack. Tries for a little bit of a run up on the outside, but gets knocked to the out and recycled back. And the star has been successfully passed over to $5 footlong, who takes over the star duties for this team. Brazzo then decides to call the jam. That brings the score up to 153 for Clowntown after making 9 points there. 7 points made by the Sandwiches, bringing up their score to 85 with 12 minutes left in the second half for the third place game.
Monsoon Madness.
Mesa, Arizona.
Beautiful Mesa, Arizona.
That's
So
beautiful.
nice we said it twice.
And back to the action.
Wambozo wearing the star for Clown Town. $5 footlong. Jammer record for the sandwiches from Cal Squad. $5 footlong. Pushing on that wall of red at the front of the pack. Does get clear. Wambozo's clear as well. Both jammers racing back to the pack. Looks like $5 footlongs are going to win this race. Clowntown defense locks down at the front of the pack, and $5 footlong decides that's not what I want to try to skate through and calls it off. Picking up 3 points in the process. Clowntown steals one there at the end. 154-88 with 11 minutes left to go in the bout.
Very nice. All right. Pyre Scared in the chat says, Madness.
Monsoon.
They tried to add the
Madness.
in a spot in there.
Swooning over the
Couldn't say it.
monsoon. Monsoon Madness.
Monsoon. With Freight Train on the track for Clowntown against Bandito Burrito, who's working the front of the pack. Freight Train has one more to beat. They push their way on the outside, spreading out the pack. Everybody trying to scramble to catch up to Freight Train, who's now moving the front. Bandito Burrito held in a nice tripod in the back of the pack after they've secured a pinch on the jammer for Cal Squad. O had to run some offense there to break up that tripod in the back. Freight Train now is out with lead. Coming back around for their scoring pass. We do see a little bit of a stall, but Freight Train's speed moves that pack up. We do see a successful star pass over to the pivot. That's Vegemite for the sandwiches with star on their helmet. Freight Train sees them catch up and forces the call off for Clowntown. Clowntown only making 4 points in that exchange, bringing up the score to 158. The sandwiches at 88.
Freight Train will be at Portland, skating for that Angel City team. Can't wait to watch that.
That's right.
Hopefully they pick me and I could be there to talk about it.
Taco about
We got a
it.
timeout on the floor, and this timeout is brought to you by our good friends over at Clover Cup. Get ready for the most epic roller derby event of the year, Clover Cup 2025, hosted by the Dallas Derby Devils. It's right around the corner. Join us as we celebrate 2 decades of Derby excellence, marking the Dallas Derby Devils' 20th anniversary since their founding in November 2004. You don't want to miss this electrifying showdown featuring type WFTDA, MRDA, and JRDA teams from around the world battling out on the track. For more information, visit www.clovercup.com. See you there at Clover Cup 2025. Murder says pop, pop. And the Vegemite fan club is in force out there in Twitchland. Thank you so much for watching. Vegemite was real proud of making that call off that Freight Train had to do because Vegemite was fixing to pass her.
5-second call on the track. That is Dr. Blatt for the sandwiches going against Bratzo the Clown. Bratzo the Clown just spinning around on the outside lane. Clowntown holding back Dr. Blatt, maybe running some offense against that pivot to keep them apart. Or no, that was Lightning with this pivot in their embrace. Bratzo the Clown coming around for a scoring pass here. Dr. Blatt, meanwhile, successfully out on their initial with star on their head. And we see Bratzo the Clown working magic and jumping over that short little apex around the team, out for 4 points.
Defying the law of gravity.
Dr. Blatt running up with their offense. Offense stays back a little bit and lets Dr. Blatt run up on the outside, but does get knocked to the out and recycled. There we go. Up at the front, we have Bratzo being held back by 2 of Cal Squad's players here. Now 3, now that the pack's caught up together. Bratzo being delayed here on the inside lane. Gets some O on the out, trying to cut back in and out for 4 points. Dr. Blatt now out with 4 points of their own, trying to come around for a scoring pass as well. Pack
was
picking up speed.
Petty Melt and Astro Smashburger for the sandwiches defense.
Very nice.
Nice.
Dr. Black through, having pushed out that speed, just giving these jammers enough momentum to push through the defense. And jam is called by Brazzo after making a few more points there on the board. Let's give that a second to update. Clowntown making 10 points in that jam, 8 points the sandwiches. We are now at 168 Clowntown, 96 for the sandwiches, closing in on that century mark with less than 8 minutes left in the second half of this third place game.
Absolutely. 5 seconds away from the next jam starting, which will be jam number 17 in the second half. Wambozo wearing the star for Clowntown. $5 footlong the jammer, a record for the sandwiches from Cow Squad. Everybody comes into turn 1.5. $5 footlong is going to take a derby kiss from He's assistant. Meanwhile, Wambozo go around the outside, does grab lead jammer status. $5 footlong fights his way through the pack and is in pursuit of Wambozo. Coming up on the back of the pack, both jammers. Wambozo's are going to go ahead and call it off.
Yeah, it's
Picking up 2 points in that process.
clock management at this point for Clowntown to maintain that lead and just make sure that the time gets shorter and shorter for the sandwiches to hit that century mark.
Yeah, Cow Squad's going to have to do something amazing to get back in this game with only 6:30 left to go.
These two teams have a blocker apiece on in the penalty box. Everybody on track and at the jammer line going up against Fright Train and Fluffer Cutter. Fright Train skips around the inside lane and out. Meanwhile, we do see Fluffer Cutter with star in hand trying to run up with their offense. Runs up on the in, hops a little bit, but gets knocked out by a combo of Lightning and Hollywood. Fright Train trying to squeeze through the inside lane at that apex, but just gets a little bit pushed out. Fright Train trying to get around their skaters now and working the front of the pack. All right, Lightning at the front trying to keep Fluffer Cutter back. Fright Train through on the inside lane, pushes off those skaters and gains momentum to get out successfully. Fluffer Cutter now looking to their pivot with their position primed to get out, and does get out on their initial. Meanwhile, Fright Train now is coming around for another scoring pass, spins around and sees the jammer coming up and calls it off before they can catch up and hit that pack. 8 points on the board for Fright Train, bringing them up to 178 for Clowntown. Sandwiches kept at 96.
That was Astro's Dash Smash Burger trying to get that star on his head there at the waning moments of that jam. Oh, jam number 19 coming up. I tell you, there's nothing working harder than the heels on Ginger Ninja's shoes right there. Ooh, $5 footlong gets out, grabs lead jammer status, falling across the Clover Cup pivot line. He's assistant, taking a break from that awesome defense to wear the star for the Clowns. $5 footlong takes a derby kiss to the outside from Brazzo the Clown and decides call it off. Picks up 4 points. Making a full bucket.
Yeah, they neatly hit that 100 mark.
Yes.
I love it when I see a nice, like,
Absolutely.
number.
Both
Not
teams.
101, not 104.
100 exactly.
So 79 points that they have to make up here in this next jam with 4 minutes left. Can it be done?
I see you, Murder Pop Pop. We'll see you there in Portland.
All right, Dr. Black going up against Wambozo in jam 20. We do see Dr. Blatt working the front of the pack and gets their hips around on the outside lane. Out assigned lead for the sandwiches. Wambozo trying to cut through the in, comes around and with some speed, comes around, almost gets knocked in by number 112 for Cow Squad, Nickel Slamwich. Wambozo out on their initial, puts their star back on their head. And Dr. Black gets knocked to the outside lane. calls the jam, gets 4 points for their efforts, bringing them up to 104. Clowntown held at 179.
Clock ticking down, 3 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in this contest. Looks like we got Freight Train going to be the jammer record for the Clowntown when we start jam number 21 in about 5 seconds. And that's Bandito Burrito wearing the star for the sandwiches from Cow Squad. Real scrum defense, just everybody twisting and turning like the haboob we had here last night, but Freight Train comes out of the cloud as your lead jammer. Bandito Burrito clear on the initial. I know there was a boob here last night right as we were getting out of the building because Carmen Electric got a mouthful of dust and does not like that one little bit. Freight Train with 4 points in the pocket. Bandito Burrito picking up 4 points as well on that pass. Freight Train cuts through the pack one more time. Last line of defense was a Moisture Maker, aka Gravy. He's assistants clearing the way for Freight Train to get through one more time. Makes that an even dozen. Meanwhile, Bandito Burrito trying hard to get through, but Mimi Mahler and Hee also known as Lightning, taking care of business for the Clowntown in the back. Bandito Burrito pushing against that wall of red. He's assistant. And Mimi Mahler. That is a tripod. You couldn't pay me enough money to try to skate through that one. Bandito Burrito trying to see how hard that is. And as they start getting pushed forward, they start building bridges. And that 2 wall is just as effective as that 3 wall. And 4 whistles are going to ring down and bring that jam to a close. 16 points to Clowntown, 8 points for the sandwiches. 18 points to Clowntown. That's 197 to 112. Clock ticking down. Under a minute left to go on the clock. This could be the last jam of the game, of the third place game, which is game 12 of Monsoon Madness 24 here in beautiful Mesa, Arizona. Jam 22 is underway. $5 footlong wearing the star for the sandwiches going up against Bratzo the Clown. Both jammers out. Clear on the initial and eligible to score. $5 footlong, picking up a little speed, coming up on the pack. Goes through on the inside, goes to the outside, but gets knocked up there by Shacky. 2 skates. And that jam's going to be called. That's your unofficial score. Clowntown picks up 3 points to get their second bucket full. Right on the money. Sandwiches with 115. Thank you so much for tuning in. Looks like Clowntown is our third place winner here at Monsoon Madness. On behalf of AMP, I'm Johnny Pepper, and we'll see y'all real soon.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.